What's up, Trekkies? Sorry, I realize it is insanely warm in here. I sat down and anyways, so you get a show today. So a bunch of new stuff has come out. When was this the one released? Back on the 9th. So technically, you know, I'm caught up. It's on the, I want to keep saying the PTR because I've been playing a lot of WoW. It's on the Tribble server right now, I think. And whatever. They're dev vlogs. We all know how this goes. They post a bunch of stuff and then all of a sudden it's like, well, Thursday. I don't know if it's Thursday. I mean, this could be released Thursday. I got a lot of information up on it already. And that would be the 15th. Right. Okay. So, anyways, it's the bridge officer training's changing, the bridge officer icons, and then there's the new command specialization. And I'm not necessarily going to go over the icons because that's just boring. I mean, it's cool. Some of these look really cool, like the way Tychon's Rift now looks. And I'm going to say this here, the link is below. There'll be a little word at the beginning, be like bridge officer icons, bridge officer training, and then all that stuff. Down at the very bottom, there'll be white words. Those are actually clickable. And they'll open up pictures that'll show all the various things. I'm not sure if a lot of people know that, but I moused over them and I clicked them all. If you're not interested in all of them, at least pick up engineering, space, science space, tactical space, and your profession ground, because you don't really care about the other professions ground. I mean, unless you have them all, then browse them all. I only really care about science. But anyways, like Tychon's Rift is going from that weird circle with like arrows down to like looking like a Tychon's Rift. You know, and gravity well, whatever. They all change. Some of them are changing, not all of them are changing. Eject warp plasmas pretty well. The idea in the bridge officer training is that in the new system, you simply need to obtain training manuals. So similar to kits, you don't need to get a whole new kit. You just need to get the little module, you know, and then the needed expertise points. I hope some of these cost like expertise to buy and not like energy credits, because bridge officer training should be like the one thing, because it used to be bridge officer points is what it used to be. It used to be buff points, but now it's expertise. But like there isn't enough stuff to spend expertise on. So anyways, and apparently your bridge officers are not going to have a specialization. So this will go well with command, I believe. But the whole UI is changing, which looks better, because having the one now with like, and then putting points into it, I mean, it doesn't say that you can put points into it, but it's better because it actually shows the icon of what it is in case you're more visual. Because like hazard emitters, some people like hazard emitters, but they understand what hazard emitters icon looks like, and they're like, oh yeah, I use that one. Whatever. Crafting school officer training. Oh, there's a new crafting school coming out. It said many of the higher rating training manuals will not be available for sale at the bridge officer trainer. Players will need to craft those manuals in the new officer training tool, but it does not need to be leveled. This whole thing gets the specialization. I'm just reading this and I'm like, training manuals for any specialization can still be purchased from the bridge officer trainers with the exception of high-ranking abilities. Okay. All specialization manuals can be crafted. Okay. To unlock the recipe for crafting a specialization manual, players must have spent 10 skill points with the desired specialization, which is probably one of the 3 we already have. And I think you can give each of those to your bridge officers, what it's saying. So like you can have your Starfleet Science Bridge Officer be a pilot. I'm gonna have to toy with this when it actually comes out, because I don't go to Tribble. I spend enough time on the PTRs, wow. And this is all subject to change. And then there's the bridge officer icons, which, like I said, some of them look really cool. Like Force Field Dome and Orbital Strike actually look like their abilities now. But let's go on to the major, like the alternative to intelligence. Because it's sort of like our main specialization is intelligence, but I'm not an intelligence person. Well, they have to roll this system out, you know? And right now we're turning into command, which I'm still not necessarily happy with. I mean, I like intelligence because it helps my subtle offense is what I call it, a bit as a science officer in the Vesta. But the overall benefit from this one, the scaling passive as you put more points into command, is 5 to 15 hull and hit points. So kind of tanky. This seems like a tanking one. This seems to be for those that kind of specialize in a tank offense or resilient offense, I guess what you can call that one. Their maximum ability is the trait will unlock is command frequency, which allows you to use fleet support without having the low health requirement. And it reduces the cooldown by 5 minutes. I don't even use fleet support because I'm a science vessel. If I'm low on health, I'm dead. Like, I can summon up a ship and it'll come in. I've used it a couple times and it's like, whew, and then boom, and then it disappears because it's considered a pet. I'm like, that was useless. But then there's like forward march, which is plus 10% sprint for team, which is cool on ground. You know, run faster when you sprint. And it can stack up to 50% more if, you know, you have multiple command officers. And then there's Victory Cry, which I told Aaron about this morning, and he was like, what? And I was like, yeah, anytime a foe is successfully vaporized within 20 meters of you, you trigger a large team-wide heal. I'm like, you know, I could do that because then people are like, you're a science officer, you're supposed to heal. I'm like, could you vaporize something near me then? like get all the gravity well stuff and then light them all on fire. Oh, look, they're all exposed. Run up, split beam, and just vaporize 3 of them and like completely heal the party and like, I don't know, grow a 6th person because we healed so much. That would be weird. Anyways, what's another thing we got going on here? Oh, superfluous emitters, which is a ground end space. For each teammate and self, at full health / hull, you gain 2% bonus damage. Which I'm not necessarily sure because it says in space for teammate. Now, you can, like, and I think this is just your little 5-man team. Because I know things work differently. And wow, because when they say each friendly player on your team, if you are in a raid of 40 people, you get qualifications for that. But in Star Trek Online, yeah, you're on the same faction, and you get credit faction-wise for stuff, but you don't get it, like, is it science? What are they called now? Rude Bridge Officer icons. No, science base. What are you? Science fleet. That only affects your team. And it doesn't matter if you're the only person in like Starbase Space 20-man, Starbase Defense 20-man. And for some reason, like, you're going out and you're like the only person left on the team because a couple people tried to come in and then they AFK'd out and other people just like left. It's like, this is taking too long, blah, 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 or some shit, I don't know. And then you're the only person on the team and you use Science Fleet, you're the only one getting that bonus. You don't get to give it to the other 15 players that are there. So that's what I think it's going to be. So you get a 10% bonus damage if everyone's at full health, which is really good at like colony invasion when everyone's still at the start. You can just, especially for like my electrogravitic field, because nobody's really taking damage. And then, yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, I like it, but I'm gonna have to look through all of these. I'm probably still gonna stick with the intelligence one because again, I don't need more health on my ship. Bridge Officer Specialization, alongside with exciting changes appearing. Oh, the revamped blog link here, okay. Everything's subject to change, blah, blah, blah. So that's what's going on with all this. It's got its this is a change to, late note here, I just saw something. After 30 points are purchased, you can access improved command frequency, which functions the same as above, but reduces the cooldown by fleet support by additional. Oh, so command frequency takes away the low health requirement. Improved command frequency reduces the cooldown. Once unlocked, the trait can be made active on any starship you own by adding it to the starship trait slot. Blah blah blah. Still not level cap. So you cannot have, this is a primary specialization, not a secondary. So if you like what's on your intelligence and this one isn't seeming that too terribly appealing, you don't, just because it's new doesn't mean you have to change to it. I mean, obviously you can probably level it because you're still going to get points and stuff. Like I said, I'm not level cap, so I have like 8 points in intelligence right now and like none in pilot because commando. That's like full blown. I'm a hyperactive tactical officer. Whatever, I will catch you guys next week. Hopefully we'll actually have these systems get put into the game on Thursday, because when you have this many blog posts already, then it's getting like soon. And yeah. But anyways, hopefully I'll be able to go through and actually look through some of these abilities and explain. I might even have a how-to bridge officer if it's complicated. I don't think it's complicated, but then again, the crafting system wasn't meant to be complicated, and it's so far a really popular video. All right, so I will catch you guys later. Like the dreadnoughts, a little more partial to some science vessels, but you know, we just came out with a Pathfinder. I was really hoping the brain one this year would be a science vessel, but it's a carrier, and while it does have a commander science and subsystem targeting, it's not really a science